It seems to be back live, but random internet dropout, I think, is what happened there. Sorry about that. So I'm back. Back live, but shut up! I'm watching myself. Piss off. Sorry about that. How should I handle this? Because I'm back online, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Because I haven't done much in the previous 4 minutes that I was talking about, so I don't want to backtrack too much. I guess I may as well do a quick summary. I mean, whatever. Listen, I just read through. I read through the rest of. I read through part 2B again. Spoke a bit about. I don't know if I miss if any of that has just not been covered. And I don't want to spend time checking, because that would mean going offline and then going back online. Instead, I'm just gonna re-summarize shit, and I lost 4 minutes. Fine, they really were not an important 4 minutes. Yeah, I guess the stuff that I've been talking about just now at the end is about the speeds. I had one failure. I'm not sure if you noticed. So I passed while I was talking about just going over the MIT's course page for part 2B, which I just went over, and I'm happy it's all cool. I've done all that stuff and I've learned from it. I'm happy about that. In the meantime, I did this test 12 times, the full test for part 2B, and got minimum 38 seconds, maximum 43, except one anomaly, which was 45 and a bit seconds. And then I ran it with the time command, which is supposed to tell you about how much time is spent real time waiting, how much time is spent on the CPU. Apparently user is CPU time, but my one keeps giving me 0. Who knows why? I'm not that bothered. But yeah, I mean, the point is, one of these failed in a slightly dodgy way. Test 6, right? Leader backs up quickly. There was an apply error, and apply errors are quite dangerous. Apply errors are like, Raft managed to think it committed 2 different things, and so those are fairly fundamental errors. And I have no idea why that happens. I passed 12 tests in a row, no problems, and I passed another 2 after that. But in this just one anomalous case, I have an apply error, and so my code would pass MIT's tests fine. But because it 14 times out of the previous 15, it just works, no problem. The time before that it failed, and it failed just now as well. But having an apply error is a bit suspicious. But it would require so much testing, iterated testing with debug, for me to figure out what caused this error. And chasing after something that works 12 times, 14 times out of 15, and I can keep testing it all I want to. Chasing after that kind of thing, I think, is wasteful. It's just, this is 14 times out of 15. That's maybe not production level. Production level, yeah, you'd want to verify it with like 100 times, 1,000 times out of 1,005 or something that it works. But yeah, a bit of an error. I think it's a serious one. I mean, apply errors should only happen for like conceptual reasons, I think, because of how stringent commits are. So there is an error there. But at the same time, it also makes more sense to wait for a test that fails more reliably to be able to identify what that error is. That's why the approach we take is we want it to pass almost all of the time, but not necessarily all of the time. And it's passing within 45 seconds every time. It's between 38 and 45. 46, okay. yeah, and because it passes, this is I don't know, I guess I'm not necessarily happy with that if it were production code, but because this is a kind of coursework project, I don't know. I'll see how I feel about it in later days, but for the time being, I'm going to move on and do part C, definitely. There's no reason for me to stick on this chasing perfection because of, an error that materializes 1 in like 15 times. It's just not worth it. I need to, if that, I think, so yeah, something happened again. But yeah, I mean, I think, now that this has happened after 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, so we went 4 tests in a row of passes, and then we got another fail, but we got a fail in a different test here. So really, this test has failed twice. This test has failed once in the past 20 or so attempts. I wonder if I can just like run tests, find a way for Go to run automatic tests in the background for a long time, just to see if I can, and then get a debug statement, a debug log with my print debug statements fully out of one of the failing tests, and see if I can identify the error. I don't know. That is perfectionism, definitely. I think it's reasonable to try to do that. If I can do some sort of automated testing that just runs tests like 1,000 times, and then pick out the logs, the debug logs for the failing ones, and try to fix the error. But for the purpose of stream and project and flow and everything, I'm still going to do part C first. Get all the tests for part C kind of passing most of the time, and then we'll see how it goes. That's it. I'll take a bit of a break, I think maybe a day or two, just to chill before starting with part C. I finally finished part B. Passes most of the time, almost, well. Each of the tests individually passes at least 1 in 10, 9 out of 10 times. Yeah, test 6 takes a long time, but I mean, that's normal. It used to take 30 seconds, but I cut the timeouts down. So yeah, let's run test 2A. And to see if, now that I've tweaked the election timeouts, can I get 2A to pass 10 times in a row? That'll be the last thing I do. So yeah, I'm taking a brief break. Oh dear, it says in my stream title at the top that I'm going to stream again tomorrow evening, but that's because I didn't think I would finish. Well, why would I? It's taken me how many sessions to debug part B? This is session 22, and I think I started on session 17, and so I think it's been 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 6. Count out loud, because I'm not so good at maths. So yeah, okay, well, nothing really more to say then. I will come back to this in a couple of days' time. I'll make a plan tonight / tomorrow, and just announce it, write it down on my stream title. But no stream tomorrow, no need. I'm just going to chill now that this is all passing. And yeah, nothing else to do really. Test, I'm going to delete all my print statements by discarding changes, if I can possibly discard changes. Right click here, discard changes. Yep, sure I want to discard, because all of my print statements were in test 5, and test 5 has not failed a single time since I fixed the bug that was causing it to fail all the time. Funny how that happens. It's just test 2 and 6 that sometimes fail. And, the way that I design software, I want to fix that. And the way that I want to do that is enable print debugging and run the test thousands of times and find the instances where it fails. That's how I made my Pokemon Go bots so reliable. I was running them live for days and days and days, and sometimes it would take a long time. Sometimes it would take a day for an error to materialize, but I would always be there with my print debugging to take a note and fix it. And eventually it ran for 2 months or so without a single failure. So, it just goes to show that that's a reasonable way of doing things. This is a lot more complicated than the Pokemon Go bot, but regardless, theoretically it's very difficult and a bit obtuse. But regardless of that, a similar approach would be the one. So off stream, I'll spend maybe 5-10 minutes just researching if I can get Go to automatically run tests and do like statistical infinite test, and with print debug, so that if it fails, I'm there to read the state, the debug log and fix the problem. And if I have multiple failing debug logs, even better. So yeah, that's it. That's me done today. Once I passed this final part A test. So part A, I have now passed 1, 2. Fucking hell, I squinted. Try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is not so easy to do with your eyes. They just squint. What I want to do is line it up so I can use like page up or something. 1. What the hell? Page up does not do what I thought it should do. Dear me. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 or 10, 11 or 10. Fine. I mean, I wanted to do it 10 times in a row, so that's it. Cool. That's it. I'll be back. Honestly, I think I'll be back on Wednesday. Morning or evening? I think evening. Wednesday evening I'll be back. Probably. But exact time is going to appear by tomorrow, end of the day, on my stream page. So by the end of tomorrow you'll know when I'm back. And yeah, everything else is... Oh, look how short my append entries handler is now that I've just deleted all that code that is not necessary. It's just so simple. But God knows, something is wrong with it if I'm getting an apply error. That's the most dangerous kind of error. Yep. That's all I want to do. I'm going to delete the outs file again. I really don't need this shit. Why is there an out file here? Who knows? And the out file that's in here is actually gone. Okay, that's good news. Oh, probably because I was logging to out a test without having loaded my session, and then it made the out file but failed because the test wasn't there. Stupid. And so yeah, I've edited candidate leader to fix bugs, the main interface file and the 2 RPC handlers. And scrap, I edited my scrap for 2B as well, just to update it with a theoretical consideration I missed out. So that's it. Project 2 out of 4. I've done part B out of C of Project 2 out of 4. Part C. Part C is going to be all about persistence. Right? This is session 22, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yep. Part C is going to be all about persistence and saving state. Saving state between servers shutting down and restarting. We've had network disconnects, but we haven't had disconnections, but we haven't had a server fully crashing and restarting, and we need persistence to handle that. So to me that sounds like it's fairly independent of everything I've been doing so far, because it's just about dumping the, sort of saving the state and then sending it back, and then it's kind of like the server disconnected in the first place, and so the rest of my code should handle it as normal, if you see what I mean. So yeah, but I don't know anything else about it. We'll see on Wednesday. / later. Almost certainly not earlier. I want to take a break after all that. 2 things I will probably look up by then. 1, how can I like stress test stuff by doing repeat tests and saving logs of failures, because I have a few failures that materialize every 10 tests. That's number 1, and number 2 is the other thing I was going to look up is I was just going to read through the guide to Raft that MIT wrote, just 5 minutes. That's it. That's all there is to say. Thanks, guys. Don't know if anyone was watching today. Chat was a bit quiet, but that happens. I think every other session, I have a bit of activity in chat. And yeah, it's like I'm pleased that people are taking time out to chat, to comment every now and again. If anyone's watching right now, I'm not going to check. Thanks for watching, thanks for following. It's cool that you find this stuff interesting and that I'm kind of taking you through a bit of Raft. Enjoying myself, and finally made some progress. Did part B. I have something that's ready to submit for part B if I were an MIT student. Finally. Okay. Till Wednesday.